Hello everybody. Probably just me at this point. In fact, I'm certain it's just me. I'm just gonna have a little bit of a upset. That's like a setting up, but I set it backwards for the just to change it up a little bit, or up change it. Haha. Awesome. Alrighty. I think I'm set up. Hello, Ace. Good morning, friend. Apologies I wasn't here yesterday. I don't know if you waited, but I was the Dungeons and Dragons session got a little bit heated, intense, and I drank quite a lot, and I was a bit hungover, and I didn't want to do a stream super hungover, so I did not in the end. It looks like maybe vines have a maximum length, actually. I wasn't sure if they did, but kind of looks like they do. Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Speaking of vines, actually, we should put some vines onto here. I think that's what I'm going to start with this morning. I'll take some vines. Okay, so that's what, like X5. Aha, yes, this looks useful. Useful. Alrighty. Let's start. Where's the base of this? Here it is. I'm just gonna kind of coat the whole of this vine area with the vines, surprisingly. Didn't see that one coming, did you? And gonna hopefully make a nice kind of cool curtain effect, but not one that reaches all the way to the ground. Hopefully, we'll find out shortly. Anyway, well, actually, we won't find out shortly. It'll be a little while. It takes ages for this stuff to grow. I'm just gonna try and keep it kind of consistent, so we can cover kind of the whole area as much as possible. Hello, Yuri. I'm sorry I wasn't here yesterday. As I was saying to Ace just now, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and one drink led to another, and I was kind of a bit hungover, so I didn't want to. I didn't want to stream. I didn't want to have a stream where I'm just kind of sitting there going, what day is it? Fortunately, I don't have to go to work until 10 o'clock, so I was able to recover a bit, and also my boss was in on this Dungeons and Dragons session, so I think I was safe. Yeah, really enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, actually. Real good fun. Would totally recommend it to anybody. I didn't start for the longest time, because I was like, oh, it's like the nerdiest thing. It's pretty much nothing more nerdy than that. And now I regret not having done it before. I would, yeah, as I say, I would wholeheartedly recommend. You need to choose your companions wisely, because you don't want to. Some people who would be the kind of people who would like Dungeons and Dragons will be the kind of people who you would imagine play Dungeons and Dragons, you know, and they can be a bit much. Certainly for me, I don't want to play with some like hardcore, a hardcore nerdy nerd, as it were. I need to, like, I want to. It's I think Dungeons and Dragons is cool because it's a social game as well. You know, you've got this role-playing aspect to it, and so better to have somebody who has a bit of charisma to play with. And this can make a much more fun game than some people who are more interested in min-maxing their character than they are having a laugh, basically. What's that, Ace? Oh, Elder Scrolls Online. 75 gigs. Okay, well, yeah, good luck. That's incredible. I think the biggest game I've ever seen was I had what was it, Warhammer Warhammer Total War. You know what? I'm gonna just take the shaders off so I can see what I'm doing here because it's kind of tricky. Warhammer Total War is about 40 gigabytes, which is, you know, needless to say, kind of ridiculous. 75 gigabytes is just stupid, though. I heard Elder Scrolls Online was just kind of like World of Warcraft, but maybe perfected World of Warcraft. I'm still waiting for, it's funny, I've been waiting for about maybe 12, 13 years for this game, Trials of Ascension, to be released. I've paid quite a lot of money to them over the years, and they've just gone to pre-alpha. Well, wait, I suppose it's alpha maybe. And they expect us to pay again to get in, and I've done that, and it sucks. Unfortunately, it's got some really cool elements actually, but it's just badly made at the moment. I don't know if it's going to get better, but. So it's like it's an MMORPG, except that at the moment there's 3 characters that you can play. You can play as a human, or a Ragnar, which is like a big spider, or a dragon, and all 3 have completely kind of unique game styles, whereby 2 of them don't even really play like an MMO. Like it's more like what's it called? Ark, is it? The survival where you play as like an animal that evolves or whatever, or maybe like Alien vs Predator. It's kind of like an action game, except that it sucks. It's really badly programmed. Like it's just clunky, very, very demanding resource-wise. It seems like moving your character requires communicating with the server. Like moving your character sideways, like turning the mouse, appears to have delay based on the server, which is horrendously badly designed. As I say, the concept is actually really interesting. I thought it was going to be just kind of like, you know, your typical MMORPG where every character is basically the same character but just reskinned. But no, as I say, it feels kind of like an action game, which is somewhat promising, but then again, these guys are not like an experienced development studio, and I have concerns. Wow, that's pretty quick then. You must have, yeah, real fast. 50 gigabyte per hour. Yeah, that's pretty quick. And you're streaming my beautiful face in 720p HD as well, I'm assuming, because anything less would be a crime. So that's got to be some strain on your connection too. So that's kind of impressive, really. You know what? I probably could have made this quicker by using. No, I couldn't actually. The vine, of course, is a special block that has an orientation, and so I can't easily just spam it in the same way that I do with the leaves. And the next thing we're going to do is the same thing all over again. That is probably faster than my connection, I think. But then again, connections nowadays, I mean, you're never going to have to do... Oh, when I say you're never, you're rarely going to have to download a game at 75 gigabytes, so... yeah, it's already so fast that it doesn't really need to get any faster now, does it? Like, they're trying to sell, like, fiber optic to me, and it's like, well, for what? What do I need that for? Like, I already have a really, really fast connection. I don't need the fiber optic. It's a lot more expensive too. They just recently put it into the building that I'm living in, and they've put about 4 different notes through my door, or into my letterbox, trying to convince me to buy it. I guess since they've invested in putting it in the building, they're really desperate to sell it to everybody. But like I say, it's not really much faster. Just not really worth it. They also want to sell me TV, which, I mean, I don't watch the TV. I don't even have a TV license, so I don't know why they're trying to do that. It seems a bit unnecessary. I mean, I would probably buy it if there was a cheap internet package that didn't include the TV, but I don't want to pay for some service that I'm not going to use. So, in the UK, you need a TV license. If you don't have a TV license, you can't watch the TV. You can only get one when you're 18, and you've got to pass your TV test. And the TV test is quite difficult. You've got to demonstrate that you can be responsible with the TV, the remote control. You can take the test on any TV, but yeah, you have to prove that you can navigate the channels accurately and that you can identify fake news. No, that was all bullshit, by the way. But there is a TV license that you need in the UK to watch the TV. You have to pay. This is where we get the BBC from, though. And I mean, the BBC's good, to be fair. Hi, Drew. How are you doing today, friend? Yeah, the TV is crap. That's my honest opinion of the TV. It's just crap. Like, I hope you like watching rubbish. Like, the most popular thing in the UK recently, Love Island. Let me explain to you. I don't know if you guys know what Love Island is. I'm going to explain it to you. Brits love this island, Ibiza, in the Mediterranean. And we love going on holidays to the Mediterranean, and there's this tradition of like young people, young promiscuous people go to these party islands in the Mediterranean to party and get laid, basically. And then there's this program called Love Island, which is it's like Big Brother. I don't know if you know what Big Brother is, but they get these really attractive people, a bunch of really attractive people, many of whom are very stupid as well. Very attractive people, and the concept is they have to make a couple, and each week the couples are voted on popularity. It's a popularity contest, and the least popular couple has to leave, and the winning couple, I think, gets £1 million. And so each week there's various, I don't know if they have challenges and stuff, but there's various drama happens as well, and some of the couples break up and form new couples, and sometimes new people come in, and that's it. That's basically the concept. Is look at these beautiful stupid people and the way they do awful things to each other. £1 million of Great British pounds. Yes, that sounds like that's Big Brother, I think, Yuri, which is I think one of the first ones. Yeah, it's Big Brother. I think that's a UK thing. I think we invented it, right? I don't know if that's true, but it's like Big Brother, except that there's a lot more like sex is supposed to be kind of like a big part of it. Like the people on the show are doing the dirty, like, on the regular, with everybody. Like, everybody is banging each other, basically, which makes it a bit weird and awkward. And then this is like a mainstream media phenomenon. Like, everybody's talking about it all the time. I think it finished now, fortunately, blessedly. But I mean, not to be like that guy who's like, ugh, reality TV, I hate it. But I really do. I really don't like reality TV. I think it's garbage. I know, so brave, but Yeah, when I was a kid, Big Brother was all people wanted to talk about. Like, Big Brother is like the most important thing. My goodness me, guys. Really? Like... Big Brother? Alrighty, let's just have an examine of what we've done. We've made a mess, basically, but it's good. It's a good mess. The right kind of mess. So next thing I'm going to do is hang some vines off here, so let's do that right now. Where to start this one? How about here? Let's put it in there for a start. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's some of the TV you can enjoy in the UK right now. We're kind of known for our good TV, though. As I was saying, the TV license, it costs quite a lot of money. It's not very cheap. It's about £80, $120 odd a year, I think. But as I say, you do get, it does fund the BBC, and you get the BBC channels with no adverts. So some of the best TV does not have adverts. So it used to be Top Gear. Unfortunately, we lost that. And quite a lot of other good stuff. Sherlock, Doctor Who, that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, I need to be fair, I need to work over the ground here. It is, at the moment, it's straight up rock, but I don't want it to be straight up rock later. I'm just gonna complete these vines here. Yeah, Top Gear is I think it's the most popular program in the world, actually. Maybe don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty certain it is certainly up there as I think it's the most exported program for sure. It's worth a lot of money, and it's a real shame that we lost it. Actually, I don't know if you guys know the drama that caused Top Gear to be cancelled. What happened? Oh yes, Jeremy Clarkson, being the great man that he is, was offered a cold meal during one of the filmings, and he what did he do? I think he punched he punched the producer. The producing staff that had offered him this cold meal. Yeah, so that was kind of the end of that. But he'd done a number of other things that were kind of pushing, unfortunately, the BBC being the BBC. Can't really put up with that kind of stuff because well, there's, it's a state-funded program. They can't be seen to be promoting violence. Or, I mean, he'd previously been caught. I mean, he wasn't being outwardly racist, but he was caught saying something racist under his breath, basically, which didn't help the situation. But he managed to get away with that. So, actually, that makes it sound worse than it is. He said like a children's nursery rhyme, but he said a racist version of it. So, I mean, it's not acceptable, but it's also not really the crime of the century. Yes, so the other hosts all left, unfortunately, and they made this program Grand Tour. Which is not as good, I think. I don't know. I watched the first couple episodes. I didn't really like it. It lost a little bit of the character a little bit. I don't know how, but maybe it's got better now. So here we go. Let's just do size 3 here. There we go. So I'll just get my brush ready, and now we should be able to go like this. Yes, cool. And let's bring this. Oh. Whoops. Apparently I'm crossing over right away. I didn't really realise I was doing that, but it's okay. What am I going to bring this to now? Maybe we don't need to have too many on here, actually. Maybe let's take it up to... Kind of awkward, actually. There's not really any good places to hang the vines here. So let's bring it around to the other side of this branch here. Same length. Hello, Cookie and Doma. Yeah, he has a lot of problems, but I mean he's I mean he's a horrible human. Like, let's be honest. I don't want to come out in support of Jeremy Clarkson. He's a horrible human being, but he's a great presenter. He makes great TV. And this is the nature of celebrities. Unfortunately, they're divas and they have, you know, lots and lots and lots of problems. But this is why they make great personalities, because they're exceptional people, and exceptional people have exceptional problems. And yeah, he's no exception to the exceptional people rule. And he is exceptional. He is an exceptional personality. And he's as I say, he's a horrible human, but he makes great TV, and you can't really say too much more than that. Most TV productions understand that comes with the territory. Okay, so we're going to need to just bring this out a little bit because it's going to hang too low otherwise. It comes with the territory. If you employ celebrities, you get divas. And you've got to kind of put up with this, but the BBC of course can't put up with that because it's a state-owned enterprise, it belongs to the government, and the government just can't be seen to be promoting this behaviour, and so they lose it, unfortunately, which is a big loss. I mean that was a lot of money. It made a lot of money for the BBC and for the country. You know, it was being sold for hundreds of millions around the world, so a lot of money lost. But our government is pretty good, and the state in general nowadays is pretty great at just wasting money, pissing money away. I mean, Brexit is a goodness me, Brexit. Don't get me started on Brexit. Yes, no, for sure, he's funny. He's very funny, and he has a great connection with the other guys. But he's yeah, as I say, he's it wouldn't surprise me if he was, you know, casually racist. And as I say, a diva. He thinks he's hot. He thinks he's hot doo doo. And in a way he is, but he's not as hot as he thinks he is. So here's what I'm going to do here. Let's go for... Whoa. Interesting. Oh, I see what happened there. Because I went downwards. Huh? Ah, there we go. I kind of wanted that to be on the other side, though. This is what I'm going to do. I kind of like this effect of the vine hanging through the other vine, so I'm just going to try and kind of recreate that. Like this. So it looks kind of like it's hanging, yeah, down and through. Maybe it looks a bit confusing. Let's undo that. I'm just going to have it hang straight down, I think. But yeah, I think Clarkson, well, yeah, he's a great comic character, but he's also that person. He really is Jeremy Clarkson. He's not like, he only mildly acts up a bit. Like, that is how he behaves. So I was going to go for here a sphere. Now we need to figure out what leaf that is. So it is C. I remember what leaf it is now. It's dark oak leaf 1611. So I'm going to do ER sphere 1, 95%, 5%, 1611. No, it's 5. 1615 to stop it from rotting. 95% air. That should work. And we do mask. Whoa. I see. So this one goes here. This one goes here, and then we do mask air. Sports? No, not really actually. sometimes like I like the World Cup. I think the football can be good if it's like good quality football. But it does get, I don't know, I do get bored of football. How many leaves do I put on this? I think there might be too many leaves here. Let's just reduce the number of leaves a little. Put it on to 3. Anything else? Yeah, not really too much. I used to be a bit of a watcher of eSports. I used to watch StarCraft 2 a little bit, not too much though. And I watched the international, the Dota 2 tournament a few times. This is my server. It's not a public server, so it's just a private one. Yeah, I don't know. You guys have favourite sports? I know in America, the sports scene is just basically completely different from the rest of the world, I understand. Oh, gosh. So let's just get these guys on here. Hopefully they will have all of the leaves we'll need. It looks a bit like a beanstalk, I think. Got this kind of beanstalk look, kind of pale green. I don't know what it is about hanging vines, but quite often I seem to remember in cartoons they're depicted as being kind of this paler green. The trees are more bright green. Install. I'm using World Edit and Voxel Sniper. World Edit is doing the more basic stuff, and Voxel Sniper does these more advanced editing commands. So at the moment it's World Edit. Where are the leaves going now? Did I miss something? Taking a bit of time to pop in. Oh, here we go. We're going along here now, I think, are we? Wow, they're really slow. There we go. Coming in slowly. You know what? While I'm waiting, I'm just going to go for vines. And we're going to go for vines. So, football is, as far as I understand, it's kind of like rugby, but you have lots of armor, and the play keeps stopping all the time. That's about as far as I've figured it out. Stop the play every time the ball stops, is it? Every time the ball falls to the ground? And I wonder how much America's love of football is to do with it being football or it being American, actually. Because, I don't know, the rest of the world manages to get along with soccer. Although baseball is a bit... what, like, what is drift? What does that look like? Is it like racing where there's lots of drifting involved, I guess? Or is it like a donut? Like they just do donuts all day? Actually, I don't think I've heard of drift car competition. Yeah, baseball's quite popular actually in South Korea as well. I've noticed. They did have quite a lot of... well, they got this weird imitation of baseball. I think they like the idea, but they don't want to actually play it. So there's no baseball fields, but there are baseball like batting cages everywhere. And if you're walking down a Korean high street, you'll often hear the sound of a batting cage going dink, dink, dink. And then you'll get closer and you realise that it's just a speaker. It's like an indoor batting cage, and there's just a speaker piping sound, just fake batting noises out into the onto the high street, which is strange. And they have the same for golf. Like there's no golf course. They love golf, but there's no golf courses. They're just all driving ranges, like indoor driving ranges. Weird. But again, I think it's the fact that Americans like these sports, and there's just not a lot of space in Korea. Kind of interesting to see how well, America influences a lot of countries in just by their appearance, the appearance of what they like. I imagine in China these things are also getting much more popular. Little League, is that for like youngsters? Like, is that? Oh, I think I've seen that actually. Interesting. That sounds like a cool sport actually. Wasn't there who did it? BMW or somebody set the world record for the longest drift, and it was like 24-hour drift, and they had to do in-drift refueling. So another car came out and started drifting next to it to refuel them, which I guess is kind of a similar idea. Is that then an actual kind of a sport that people care about, Drew? Not to be rude, but I mean, like for example, we have like an under-18s World Cup, say, and nobody gives a damn. Like nobody cares. It's completely worthless to anybody. Just nobody cares. It's not like the at all. Basically, if it's not a men's sport, nobody gives a damn. Yeah, if you search for it, you might be able to find it. It's super cool. Like say about 24 hours of just drifting non-stop, and in mid-drift refueling, which looks hair-raising as hell. I suppose it's a bit like in-flight refueling, which again doesn't look like fun. It's very dangerous. Cool. Getting there with this. Nearly done on our vine spam. So the shaders you were looking at before, that's Seus, S-E-U-S. Let me write that out for you. S-E-U-S. Seus. Sonic Ether's Unreal Shaders. And that comes from using, you have to use Optifine to get that. But I think all shaders use Optifine as the kind of the engine for dispensing the shaders. So you will need to get Optifine if you want to have shaders. And I think Sonic Ether shaders were the ones that were around kind of first, so I don't know if there are others. I just haven't really investigated. These look just fine, I think. Obviously they're not switched on right now, but they will be once I'm done with this tree. Unless I start to build another tree, in which case I might keep them on. Oh, we're making it. We're going to be there soon. I wish there was there should be an easier way of doing this, but I think the problem is we're losing a lot of the, as I've said so many times, we're losing a lot of the mod developers, and so we don't get the maintenance that we really need for this kind of stuff. I feel like it could easily cause an explosion somehow, but maybe not. I mean, yeah, I guess it'd probably be fine, even if you spilt fuel on the ground. It's not going to cause an explosion, is it? You have to light it somehow. I think maybe an antivirus or something just started on my PC because it's like lagging. Yeah. Weird. Alrighty, I just need to kind of generally cover this area because it's going to be hanging down anyway. It's on ESPN. Yes, I think I know what that means. So it's kind of a reasonably big deal then. Alrighty, let's have a look with the shaders. We just swap over here. Oh my goodness, I went go-karting. It was what, when I was on holiday in Wales maybe 2 months ago, I went go-karting for the first time. It was amazing. I wish I was a racing driver. Like, it was so much fun. Just like Mario Kart in real life. foot on the pedal the whole time. It's awesome. Like, really enjoyed it. Only crashed like 4 times. Only nearly died twice. Alrighty, so this looks good. It's not loading properly, but it's okay. You don't need it to load fully. So I think we should maybe work on the base now of these areas, because they haven't been done yet. And we are growing straight out of the rock, which looks weird. How was it, Tokay? I freaking love it. Like, it was amazingly good. It's a shame there weren't any like red shells or anything that I could throw. So where's the tree here? Oh, is that it? Yeah, this is it actually. So I wanted to put some attention here on the base. So since this is quite a small area, I guess I'll do it by hand. So let's just clear this up a bit. It's kind of so messy. I'm gonna make it a little bit nicer looking. I mean, this is just messy as all get out. Like, not nice, not nice. But boom. Let's have a little go. Try and clean it up a bit. That's a bit better. Maybe we can get some trees in here. Let's do a bee, tree, jungle, small jungle. Okay, let's be careful. Actually, those are like weirdly blending into the existing tree, so let's not do that. That's quite nice, actually. That works pretty well. And we'll go for a jungle bush. Jungle bush. NFL? No. I've never watched a football game. A gridiron football game, that is, in my life. I don't know. It's too much. It doesn't have the flow. A lot of like setup, and I understand there's like tactics and stuff involved in the setup, but not knowing that, not knowing how it works, it's not very engaging. So no, actually, is my answer. Alrighty, that's nice. So let's do the same kind of thing over here. This already has some trees and stuff around it, actually. NFL, is that National Football League, I think? Gridiron football, isn't it? Or American football. I think it's called gridiron, technically, but I don't think anybody calls it that, so I'm just being a bit of a hipster. Oh, you mean gridiron football? Just get a little bit more stuff in here. I understand soccer's getting a bit bigger in America, though, right? In fact, I think it was America, USA, Canada, and Mexico won the bid, right? So it should be kind of an interesting thing. The American women's team is actually the world champions, but unfortunately no one gives a damn about the women's football. I mean, it's hard, to be fair, it's hard to give a damn about the men's football, and everybody else cares about that, so I'm not going to care about the women's football. Goodness. Well, this area here, I should finish it, really. Let's get on finishing it, I guess. What's the NRL? The National Rugby League. BR overlay D2. I'm just gonna oval day, and we'll take that. We'll just real quick. We'll just spread this around. Some dirt on here, and I think I'm gonna do this area by hand as well, since it's kind of a feature spot. don't know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest, but we'll find out. G'day, mate. I once went to an actual football match as a kid, and I was so bored. It was an international match as well. I don't know if it was Croatia versus Bosnia or something. I'm not sure. It was Croatia versus some other country that I'd never heard of when I'm like a small kid, so I'd never heard of Croatia. It was boring. Goodness me, it was so boring. I got free tickets because I guess nobody wanted to go to the match, so they gave them to school kids. And I thought I was going to die. Like, the most fun I had was like throwing things and trying to hit people in the crowd with like sweets and things. Alrighty, Drew. I hope to see you later. Bye bye. What's happening in the news today? Anybody have any interesting news stories we could talk about? Boris Johnson has been in trouble for something he said about. Ooh, that's a contentious topic. Maybe we shouldn't bring this one up actually. Our Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson has been in trouble for saying something characteristically stupid again. He says very many stupid things. Alrighty, so we get it's a little bit smoother. I would like to put actually. This is probably going to be a nice viewpoint. So I'd like to have like a nice kind of viewpoint here. Let's get some trees. BR tree. Wait, B tree. Actually, let's do grass first. So we do B overlay D1. Just grab that. Put a little bit of grass on here, and hopefully it'll grow to the rest of the places. What kind of art gallery was it? I went to an art gallery in London. I didn't know it was there. And it was just like a free gallery. I mean, they were trying to sell the works, of course, but it was full of pieces by Salvador Dali, but like sculptures. And I thought Salvador Dali was a painter, but apparently he has sculptures, and I just walked into a museum and just boom, well, a gallery, and just boom, like Salvador Dali works, like just in a random museum that I didn't even know was there. I mean, it was a nice part of London, but yeah, it was kind of surprising. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go for trees now. Be a tree. It's a tree. We'll go for jungle tree. I'll start with the big one. Where am I gonna put? I want to put one big one, one nice big one. I think that's perfect actually. I'll do small jungle. That kind of around the place. And in there maybe. And yeah, maybe one or two more. And we'll go for some jungle bush. Ah yes. Well, modern art is a funny idea. Although I think it's not called modern art anymore. That is now not called modern art. It now has another name. It's gross. Don't you love finding something floating in the bottom of your glass when you finish drinking it? But yes, modern art is quite contentious, and it's difficult to. I mean, what is art is a good question. Art is what we say is art, I suppose. So if someone's willing to display it in a gallery, then is it art? Perhaps it is. Jungle bush, here we go. And I mean, just because something is one colour doesn't mean it is not art. Personally, I like to see a bit of skill. And I feel like if there's no skill being displayed, if the artist didn't display any skill in their work, I feel like it's not art. But I mean, that's not necessarily a statement that is correct. You don't necessarily have to have skill to have art. Cool. I'm going to put a chest here to remind me that there should be some treasure. Oh, not a trap chest. What does a trap chest even do? Oh, it releases it. It has what's the word? Redstone, isn't it? It causes redstone. Well, I mean, there's the I don't know if you know of the instance with the urinal. So a man, I forget his name. He's famous. He's very famous now. A man was so upset with the an artist, I should say, was so upset with the state of art that he thought, well, anybody can get anything working as art. Anyone will accept anything as art. So as long as it's got the right name on it. So what he did was he said, here is a urinal. That is a gentleman's toilet. This is art. And everyone stood around and said, yes, this is definitely art. And so it was bought, and it's a very expensive piece of art nowadays. But it was deliberately created to be a criticism of the, the state of the art world. And he achieved exactly his aim, which was to prove that a literal toilet can be considered art. But the ironic thing is that in his intention, perhaps, is this exploration of what is art in itself. People apparently think so, and so it's an expression of an emotion, and the expression is, well, art is a toilet, and that kind of an expression of an emotion is enough, perhaps, for it to be considered art. So it's a kind of funny, really. Let's undo that. Let's do mask air. So I'm just filling in this little hole here because I don't think it looks very good. I don't think it makes sense for this to be here. So I'm just gonna kind of plump it up a bit around these parts. It looks a bit weird. Okay, that's a little bit better, I think. Yeah, like that. I think that's a lot better. So we can get maybe some more trees in here. What is this one? You said there's one called White Lines. What kind of an artwork was that? Sometimes I think of probably the greatest work of art I've seen, and I was dumbstruck when I finally saw it. So I studied classics at college. Yeah, not subject, I know. Okay. Anyway, it's okay because I also studied science and maths, so I got the best of both worlds. So anyway, yeah, I studied classics, and we read a lot about this statue of Apollo Doriphoros, I think he is called. Apollo carrying a spear, basically. We read a lot about it and about how it's so great and whatever. It's kind of the epitome of this particular style of ancient Greek art. And then we went to ancient Greece, we went to Greece. We went to Greece, not perhaps ancient Greece. I mean, ancient Greece and Greece are kind of the same thing, but we didn't travel in time. Anyway, so we went to Greece, and we were in this museum of ancient Greece, and there, perfectly illuminated, was this statue of Apollo Doriphoros, Apollo carrying a spear, and it was beautiful. Like it struck me. Like I was just struck by emotion at how beautiful the statue was. So I mean, art can definitely have as long as it strikes you with that emotion, I think that's kind of the point, really. And if white lines, which I assume is just a bunch of white lines, does that, then is it art? Maybe. So we've cleared up this space down here a little bit. This area on the edge still needs a lot of work, but we're going to do this whole area later when we do the volcano. So I think I'm going to consider this side to be complete for now. So we'll leave it at that. We'll do that area later. Oh, I wanted to get some bone meal in here. It did. It struck me like a bus. If you Google Apollodoriphoros, you'll see it's a nice statue of a man with a spear. But it's I don't know. I guess it was all this build up, and then to actually just suddenly see it, I wasn't expecting to see it at that moment. So to see the actual legit statue, you know, thousands of years old, and the subject of hundreds of pages of analysis, and to see it without expecting to see it, I thought was really well, yeah. As I say, it struck me. But what is art is an impossible to answer question. I mean, I think, well, actually, I think anything, it's difficult. Anything that can inspire an emotion in you can be art. Back and got to go. So, okay, so we'll consider this area done. In fact, this little bay here is looking super cool now. Let's fly out and have a look. I want to put the water back at some point. Oh, super cool! Look at that. Little load. So just ignore the missing chunks. Yes, it's good. I appreciate what I've built here. Nice. So let's clear up this little area here. So in order to do that, I'm gonna want to fill. I guess I want to fill the water. I need to see what's there first. Like, load the damned area, please. Okay, so maybe I don't want to fill it quite yet. So let's work through this little area here anyway. So I'm just going to start on the right and just cover this back over with the right colour stone. D1. I'm just going to take the stone and we're just going to cover. What? There we go. Not BR, but B. Alrighty. So I might want to do something here with the like the rocks here. I think we can probably make something cool here. Rock pools is what I'm imagining. I thought the rock pools over the other side look quite pretty, so let's see if we can do that. In fact, it's pretty much as simple as just putting water on the top. So let's just make some more rock pool looking areas, and we can put some sand in and some seaweed on it, I think. And that. I think everybody BRB. Alrighty, so I'm just going to put some sand in here. Here. And let's get some water. Just going to put a little. I'll really use that aquatic update sometime. I might investigate. This weekend, maybe. I'm sure I'm kind of going to be busy this weekend, so I'm not sure if I'll have time, but I might investigate whether or not we can get upgraded to aquatic update, because that would be nice. So I wanted to try doing some seaweed in here. So let's just grab some green terracotta and green concrete and green concrete powder. Can't use that. Turn to whoops. I want to just kind of make it look a little bit green in this area, as if it has been covered in seaweed. Watermelons. Melons. I don't think a melon will work, really, ideally. Actually, it kind of looks alright. Kind of looks like seaweed. Yeah, I'll let a couple of those live. Sea melons. Or, if you will, watermelons. Ha 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 ha. Alrighty. A couple of rock pools down there. Let's get some of the these areas a bit green as well. Cool, cool. We'll let this area live as is and move over here. Well, let's do. So where's the water level going to be here? So there's going to be kind of an area here. Let's make kind of a ridge along here. Actually, that could be pretty cool. Close to the sea. Sea pickles made from sea cucumbers. BR rock. You know what it's time for? What? Rock City, bitch. Rock City, bitch. Okay, I'm done. Rock, stone, 590. Alright, just gonna build up the area here. Try and make kind of a little ridge here is what I'm looking for. Because we've got, you can see it here coming through, and I quite like this shape. So bring this ridge all the way through and connect it maybe onto the other one that we have on the other side. And it's going to need to be a little bit flatter in places, but it's okay. Or it doesn't have to connect exactly. How about we just kind of leave this kind of sharp edge here and then have it kind of continue. So we have the suggestion that it's a continuation, but it's not perfect. It's a good way. It's a good way. I wonder if it's possible to detect using command blocks that a character has walked out of, has gone into the water. I'm considering how, if this is made into a adventure map, how it could work. And I'm thinking I want it to be like an island where if you try to go in the water, it sweeps you back to land. Yeah, I said that word. I said a rude word, guys. I'm sorry. I hope you'll forgive me. Alrighty. I thought it was worth it for the situation. So we're going to do gravity 10. We're just going to use this just to melt this down a little bit. Let's do bigger. 20. It's kind of satisfying to watch this actually. Just kind of develop a cool shape. Go. I'm in the market for a new phone at the moment, actually. My old phone is a Moto G4 3, which is a great phone, really good phone. I really like it, but it sucks. It has a limited lifespan, and it's reached the end of its limited lifespan, unfortunately. Well, there may be children here, yes, but you know what? Children will hear ruder words elsewhere on the internet, so I think I can be permitted the occasional swear. Let's go here for a stone cylinder. Let's go for 3-2. You can just use this to bulk up a little bit some of these areas that are way low lying. I don't really want it to be quite so rough. So make it nice and smooth. So there we go. Nice, nice. Yes, that looks good. And we can put the water back in now, I think. I think the water's okay to go in. Okay, so we're going to take pulse 1. And it looks like about the right area. Seems like I already had a selection, which I don't remember making, but it's okay. I don't need to remember everything I ever do. Hello? I'm not gonna... What do you mean link channel? So, let's do replace air water. And we go get rid of the selection there, and we'll now have some water covering that area. Make sure we've got those areas. Whoops, I don't know what I just did, but I don't want to do that. Cool. So we can perhaps start to develop the surface here. Oh yes, I was talking about my phone. So I have the Moto G4. It's a cheap budget phone, but it's good for what it is. And I was in the market, and I was like, okay, well maybe I want to buy one for maybe £200-300. You know, quite an expensive phone. And they're like, oh, you want a low-end phone? I'm like, what? £300? That's $400? That's a low-end phone nowadays? Goodness me, what's the world come to? And I mean, it's true. You can pay $1,000, £1,000 for a phone. I just don't want to. I'm like, what? I've got better things to do with my money than pay $1,000 for a phone. So let's see here. I want to do an overlay here. So I've been in the market, and it's kind of an interesting question with phones. If you want to get good value for money, and you don't want to buy the latest, well, I mean, if you want to get good value for money, you don't want to buy the latest phone. But where is the best value for money? Is it a budget phone? So something like the Moto G, is that your best value for money to buy a new one of those, or is it better value to buy an older model of a flagship phone? So like, I don't know, the LG G3 or whatever. I might be able to get one of those slightly cheaper because it's an older phone, but you know, is the power decayed at such a rate that it's not a good deal anymore? I haven't found a convincing answer whether or not it's better to buy a new budget phone or an old top tier phone. So yeah, it's interesting problem that I haven't managed to solve, actually. I'm thinking I might just buy another little Moto G, maybe the newest one. The main thing is I just want a good camera. That's all I really care about. I don't need the rest of these bells and whistles, but you can't get a good camera without also getting like an expensive phone, unfortunately. It's just a bit awkward. D2 V dirt. So I hear a shiny sound. Thank you. Selenivum. Selenivum. Thank you very much, friend. Do you have a name in the stream? I don't recognize your name. Yes, let's see if we can get... I'm hoping I can get the whole of this area completed before the end of the stream. Oh, hello! Twitch viewers. Hello, friend. It's so hard to keep track of who's watching the stream because of the... it's so many different channels, so many different streaming softwares. Are you a new viewer or an older viewer, lurker? Yeehaw! Howdy, partner. Yeah, I can be very offensive with my accents, I'm told, so I'm gonna evade anymore. Well, thanks very much. You're very generous. We run or I run a very chilled out stream here, as you may be able to tell. It's just me and a few guys having a chit chat, having a casual build. Yeah, that's probably all there is to say, really. It's not too high maintenance, which is nice. I'm doing this stream before I go to work in the morning. Let's get a B overlay. D1. Are you a Minecraft player yourself, or just happened upon this stream at random? If you like, if you're interested, I can show you what we've built so far, because I haven't done that so far in this stream. People usually like seeing the works. Or is it you playing Tech It, Book It, or? Alright, sure. I will have a quick show and tell, because yeah, let's go for it. I'm just gonna see if I can finish the grass on here, and then I'll go and have a quick look around. Oh, I don't even know what that is, so I'm not very much in touch with the alrighty. Let's see here. Not so much in touch with the survival stuff nowadays. I'm going to try force it to reload everything, so we'll see if this will work, or I may just make things not work. So, you know, I'll fly around and this will load the whole build. So this is what we've been working on recently, as you've just been seeing, working on the base of these areas here. These tree boys, which these are very easy to make, actually, extremely easy. Taking almost no time. It's weird, isn't it? Oh, I see, it's the shadow is making that happen. These take almost no time. There's one stream for this one. This one was about 20 minutes to build. This little one. So very, very quick and very rewarding to do, actually. Previously, I've said I hate building trees. But that was until I discovered the techniques that allow me to do this. So we got another big one over here. This was the first one I did using this technique. A little bit less refined. And we have this little bay here that I've been working on. Kind of steep, a bit unforgiving, unfriendly looking. And quite ominous with the big trees. Obviously still more work to do on that side. Hello, Ventor. We have a little sea cave down here with the roots from the tree above. Makes this kind of nice little pretty area. Come up through here, and we'll be back in the main build. This jungle here, so I was just experimenting really. This is not very well detailed at all. In fact, there's almost no detail. This was done in very quick time, so I really just kind of knocked this out extremely quickly. So this is not a very exciting portion of the build. I may have to come back and kind of revisit it. Moving over here, we have kind of a new area of the beach, which is a bit rockier. Thank you, friend. And we have another little sea cave going through here. I'll fly through here, so we get these sea cave with some kind of openings. There's actually an opening here, but because of the way the lighting works, you can't actually see any light, which is unfortunate. This takes us out to here, where we have some kind of stacks and stumps and things. Perhaps still not completely finished. We do with a little bit more attention, but looking quite nice nonetheless. Over that way is nothing at the moment. It's just kind of an dead end. Going to need more work. I'm going to build a volcano here, I think, so it's going to be kind of connected by kind of a spit of land here to a volcano here is what I'm imagining. But that's going to be a while away yet. Over here is a beach that took way too long. This beach here. A lot of time and energy went into trying to make this nice and round. I'm sure there are a lot easier ways of doing it than the one that I did. So I learnt a bit of a lesson there. Will it load? There's a little Easter egg here for you guys. If this ends up as an adventure map, little Easter egg for you. There's a little clam here with a pearl in. And hold on. Let me put a chest in here to remind me that this will be a location of one of the chests. So we can't really see it, unfortunately, but it is like a fully fledged clam that's kind of buried in the sand. So there's supposed to be like a cool mountain here. We'll fly over a little bit through the beach here. We get these all these palm trees. These take ages, and I hate building them. I really hate building the palm trees. Not fun. So we have this little canyon here. Again, maybe needs more attention. Not super satisfied with what the canyon looks like. It leads us up to the mountain here. We have this glacier that's melting, and we have this cool, like, exposed golden, and I'm just gonna have a little tweak here. Just punch a little bit off the top to make this a little pointier. Every time I come up to this mountain, I have to have a little bit of another poke, because it doesn't look right. You can tell that the top was put on right at the end, and I don't know why. The shape's just not quite right, so I keep having to have a little bit of a tweak. So there's a mountain. You know what? Let's put a chest up here too. Where can we hide it so they can't really be seen? Let's put it there. So I'm partially inspired here by, I don't know if you've ever played the game, it's called The Witness. I love it, I love that game, and that's kind of been an inspiration for this area here. So through here we've got more jungle. This was a lot more carefully built, although it doesn't really show so much. Although you have this cool pools here, cool pools. Which look beautiful with the shader mod, and this little bit of a cave in here. Nothing in there though. Up to this area here. Over that way is a lot more stuff over that way, but it's not really part of this particular build. And that is the end of this section. So you can see actually you get a little hint of how I built this. Some of the techniques kind of half finished, still showing that. So we've nearly loaded everything in now, which is nice. So the rear end here is just not finished at the moment. I'm kind of working around in this clockwise direction. So we load that in, and the last thing we need to load is the very middle. With any luck, should be able to view everything at once. Thank you. So one thing that I was doing before, in fact we're coming to the end of the stream now actually, I have to go to work soon, so for the sake of demonstration, now unfortunately I would need to reload, I want to reload the stream so that I want to reload the client so that I can break the replay, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have to reload everything. It takes frickin' ages to load it into memory. So I'm just going to leave it, and I'll just have to cut the time-lapse carefully. So I'm going to do real quick, just show what it looks like at various times of the day, because it's pretty. Let me just, actually let me move back so I can see everything. I think maybe something like this angle is probably actually better. Yeah. Cool, cool. So if I do time add 1000, I keep doing that. You get this super cool, beautiful, lovely. Yeah, about there. It's just awesome, breathtaking. Hard to believe it's Minecraft, actually. Nice, nice. And we get that shot at the end. Beautiful. Alrighty. So I think I'm gonna have to head off because I've got to go to work. Thanks everybody, new and old, watching. I hope to see you next time when we will be continuing work on the stuff over here. Set it back. Hopefully that won't make it into the time lapse. If it does, I can just cut that out, I guess. Going to be continuing work around the base here of these, so not very exciting, but the groundwork is just as important as the giant trees. Sure. Well, I hope to see you again. As I say, it is a slow stream, so you're very welcome to join and leave and kind of see the progress, which I think a lot of people do. And I will head to work anyway. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Somewhere here is the stop button. Bye, 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 bye.